Hello friends, if you're new, welcome to my channel. For my fans and subscribers, welcome back. You don't know how much I appreciate the patronage. Today I'm going to be talking about how children learn about God. And you may be surprised at a few things. And I just want to say, before we get started, that this is why you cannot trust your intuition on certain things. There's not much else I need to say, so let's get into the video. I would like to insert a note here. In this video, I am speaking of neurotypical children. That is, children that do not have any brain damage. We know that autistic children do not have a God concept, at least not a God concept like neurotypical do. I'm gonna try something new, folks, so if I repeat myself at the end of this episode, please forgive me. If you would like to know when I come out with more awesome content, why don't you hit that subscribe button right now and ring that bell. Children seem to intuitively know to attribute natural things to God and artifacts to humans, but how? Barrett suggests three hypotheses: the indoctrination hypothesis, the anthropomorphism hypothesis, and the preparedness hypothesis. Simply put, the indoctrination hypothesis claims that children are taught by parental figures and others, such as religious leaders, what to believe and the behavior that is in line with those beliefs. Religious institutions train children through schools and catechism. Religious narratives can capture their imaginations and communicate truth according to that religion. Yet, some religious ideas are more easily grasped than others. E. Margaret Evans conducted a study in 2001 with children from fundamentalist and non-fundamentalist backgrounds. Of particular interest was what they believed about origins, whether creationism or evolution. She found that in early adolescence, children tended to adopt the dominant views of their community, while younger children, especially 8 to 10-year-olds, tended to be exclusively creationist, regardless of their community. This raises serious questions about the indoctrination hypothesis. Why are our minds susceptible to creationism and relatively resistant to naturalistic explanations? Evans posits two reasons: essentialism and teleological reasoning. I have already explained the latter. In this context, essentialism refers to the idea that species have an essence which is unique to that species and identifies said species as distinct entities. The anthropomorphic hypothesis asserts that God is made in man's image, not the other way around. Barrett states that God concepts are simply a matter of learning about people and applying that learning to supernatural entities. According to this hypothesis, as children grow and mature, their God concept becomes less human-like and are thus endowed with the qualities of the Abrahamic God. Some evidence has contradicted the anthropomorphism hypothesis, specifically when it comes to agency. Barrett lists these findings. Babies appear to understand that agents can move themselves and other objects, which is a prerequisite for social interaction. Babies appear to know that agents can intentionally act. They also appear to attribute agency to entities that do not resemble humans, and they appear to know that agency is not visible. All of this has led to Barrett and Richard proposing the preparedness hypothesis. They contend that this is a valid alternative to the anthropomorphic hypothesis because it appears that young children have the cognitive structures that predispose them to differentiate between gods and humans. According to them, these structures have adapted to properties, which is why they are selected for an evolution. The same structure used for processing God concepts also serves as detection device for agency, which not only represents human agency, but also agency for other entities. These entities can be gods, ghosts, or other animals. The second property of these structures, they argue, is that these structures have a default mode, one that assumes supernatural properties are the norm. It is quite normal for children to have imaginary friends with supernatural powers. This highlights our natural tendency to attribute superhuman powers to invisible entities. They do not say which structures they're referring to, but from my reading, I would guess that they are talking about the hyperactive agency detective device, or HAD. Rotman and Kellerman argue that the preparedness hypothesis is the inverse of the anthropomorphic hypothesis. In other words, they assert that these intuitions are more fit for thinking about gods than humans. Research with younger children shows that they have a tendency to over-attribute superhuman traits to all agents. Only after growing older do they differentiate human from superhuman entities. Well, friends, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button, press the subscribe button, and if you would like to know when I come out with new content, hit the bell next to the subscribe button. My Twitter, Discord, email, and PayPal links are in the description, along with the source that I used for this episode. Please leave comments in the comment section. Not only do I love hearing from you, but it triggers the YouTube algorithm. You can also leave criticism down there as well. I don't generally police the comments because I value freedom of speech. Keep learning and searching for truth. Here are a few videos from my library. If you have not watched them yet, go ahead and watch them and tell me what you think. Stay safe, wash those hands, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.